Diversity, a word that perfectly describes India. Diversity is an Indian way of life. In the last episode of this series, we discussed the whole Indian Parliament. We learned that because of the cultural diversity, India adopted parliamentary system, and now in the first few minutes we are going to compare presidential and parliamentary form of government by taking America and India as our examples. Then some advantages and disadvantages of having parliamentary system and what is wrong with the Indian Parliament. In the end, I am going to tell you an interesting fact about the Indian voters and their psychology. So make sure you stay with me until the end. So hi guys, this is Prateek and you are watching Eclectic. In the parliamentary system, executive is responsible to the legislature, while in the presidential, executive is not responsible to the legislature. In parliamentary, executive means prime minister and his council of ministers, and legislature means two parliamentary houses, upper house which is Rajya Sabha and lower house which is Lok Sabha. In the presidential system, the president is executive and legislature in America means two chambers of the United States Congress. In the parliamentary system, prime minister is responsible to assembly. Member of parliament can question prime minister and his council of ministers regarding their policies and governance. But in the presidential system, president of United States is not responsible to the legislature. United States Congress can't influence president's decisions. In a parliamentary system, if the parliament does not like prime minister, members of parliament can cast a vote of non-confidence against prime minister to replace him, whereas in the presidential system, members of United States Congress cannot replace president unless the president commits a grave unconstitutional mistake or takes any decision which is against the constitution. The procedure of removing the president is known as the impeachment of the president, but it is very unlikely to happen. There are only two impeached presidents in the history of United States. The first one is Andrew Johnson in 1868. He was accused of violating an act. Second one, Bill Clinton in 1998 for having an extramarital affair in the White House. Bill Clinton later had to apologize for his behavior. In the parliamentary system, voters means citizens or people elect their representatives and send them to Lok Sabha, and Lok Sabha appoints the Prime Minister. The political party which has majority in Lok Sabha appoints Prime Minister and forms government. In the presidential system, the president is directly elected by voters. That's why replacing him is very difficult because the president is the choice of people. Presidential system is not good for wide representation, whereas the parliamentary system is good for wide representation. Now that the comparison is over, let's talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of having parliamentary system. Let us start with disadvantages, because there are more disadvantages than advantages, and that is the rising concern of India. First, instability. An unstable government. There is no guarantee that the government can survive for 5 years. If they lose the majority in Lok Sabha, then it is over for them. Non-confidence motion can be introduced against them, and if that non-confidence motion gets enough votes, Prime Minister has to dissolve the government. And the evilest is the multi-party coalition. In Hindi, Mahagathbandhan. If some political party leaves the coalition, then again government can be taken down. Next one, decision making is very slow. First Lok Sabha and then Rajya Sabha. Sometimes bills and policies just travel round and round again and again in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It happens mostly when there is a multi-party coalition. Forming a government by taking so many regional political parties together is a bad government. It is very bad for the development of a country. Let me explain you how. They all make decision-making process slow and difficult. Every political party has a different ideology, different agenda and different self-interest. All these parties clash with each other when it comes to decision-making. They also threaten to leave the coalition in order to take down the current government.
When you create coalition governments, they're immediately hostage to the lowest common denominator. The weakest link in your government can threaten to bring you down over any issue it doesn't agree with, and the net result is that you are held up in terms of any efficient action. A prime minister in a coalition government or a minority government inevitably spends more time and energy maintaining his or her majority and staying in power than in using that power for the benefit of Indian man.
Now third, but very important, government by amateurs and even sometimes by uneducated people. Yes, there are ministers and members of parliament who have not even completed their higher secondary or primary education. It becomes very bad for country when these people become cabinet ministers. For the development of country, ministers should be experts in their respective fields or ministries they are handling. For example, the agriculture minister must be well educated in the field of agriculture. Limited choice for the prime minister. Yes, prime minister has to choose ministers from candidates who won the election and are members of parliament. He can't choose a scholar economist from the country as his finance minister. He can only choose from available options. But the President of United States can appoint the best economist available in the country as the Secretary of Finance or the Secretary of Treasury. President can even fire him if he does not work properly. So these were the disadvantages. This can be bad for country's future if not handled properly. So now advantages. What are those? First one, wide representation. As I already told you, India has so many cultural differences among states and union territories. Parliamentary system ensures that everyone gets equal opportunity in politics and in government. Second one, responsible government and collective responsibility. Yes, in parliamentary system you get a government which is more responsible for its actions and decisions. All ministers, members of parliament and prime minister work together with each other. Everyone has a voice and chance to speak in the parliamentary form. So now it is the time to tell you one interesting fact about the psychology of Indian voters. India follows parliamentary system, but Indian voters behave like American voters, as if it is a presidential form of government. First see how Shashi Tharoor talks about it.
That this political system that we in fact have inherited from the British is in fact ill-suited for India, namely the parliamentary democracy system. You argue for a presidential form of government, it may never come, it may just be an abstract, academic, self-indulgent Shashi Tharoor argument.
I'm afraid so.
But to push you deeper on it, our politics is already so Americanized, it's already so driven by the cult of personality, by narrative versus narrative, spin versus spin, the amplification of noise on social media. Do we really need, for a country as complex and diverse as ours, a further personality, cult-oriented driven system like the presidential system?
Well, that's precisely why we need it, because we already are like that.
Yes.
You know, if you want to vote in Delhi, you vote for or against Kejriwal, not for Aam Aadmi. If you want to vote in Tamil Nadu, you vote because you want Jayalalitha to be chief minister or not, or Mamta in Bengal, or the Thakres in Bombay, or YSR Reddy's son in Andhra Pradesh, and so on and so forth. We are already distorting a parliamentary system by voting for individuals.
So yes, in India, if people want Narendra Modi to become Prime Minister, they vote for BJP candidate and elect him as their representative. In another case, if they want Rahul Gandhi to become Prime Minister, they vote for Congress candidate. But this is not really good for development. We all should choose or elect a candidate who is good representative of his people and his region or a constituency. Comment down below your views about this. Let us see what people of India think about this issue. Thinking and expressing a thought on the future of your country is good for the nation. Do you know the central government and state government work together in India? How they coordinate with each other? What is Vidhan Sabha and what is the Indian federalism? That discussion is in the next episode of How India Works. Thank you all very much. See you soon.